Famcast Media, bitch.
So I have some shocking, or maybe not so shocking news. Good afternoon, demons and demonesses. Kwame here, and I was just checking the Twitter feed yesterday, and surprisingly, and this was kind of like I found funny, and I was really happy about this. Satan was trending on Twitter. I'm like, well, why is Satan trending on Twitter? I go to click on Satan, and well, I see a bunch of pictures of Rush Limbaugh. For those who don't know who Rush Limbaugh is, he's a conservative radio show host. I mean, he's been hosting, a conservative talk radio show for decades even. And for those that don't know who he is, I'm going to roll you guys this clip.
The next push point for the left was going to be transgender people because the gay rights movement had shown such success, had borne such fruit. Gay marriage, now accepted, it seems. We're dealing with mental illness here. We should not be celebrating this. We should not be lionizing this. We should not be encouraging this. These people have a very serious problem, and they need treatment. They need help. Oh, no, I've been for trannies for a long time. I said, I don't know if you've heard otherwise.
Oh, tia, chica, caca, chichi. Yo, chica, pata, chiki, well, Susie Wang, whoa. Yika, toot me, tonlo, good hole. Ziwa, chica, bada, ting.
The white race has probably had fewer slaves and for a briefer period of time than any other in the history of the world. I didn't know that. Tranny is offensive? If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. Well, how do people know you're a tranny? Well, it's a good point. You know how to stop abortion? Require that each one occur with a gun. What does it say about the college co-ed Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid to have sex? What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute. She wants to be paid to have sex. Nobody was translating.
Now, as you guys can tell, Rush Limbaugh was, an incredibly terrible person based on some of the stuff he was saying in that video. I'm going to try my best to remain civil and, not speak ill or, joke about this, because after all, cancer is a very serious disease. Like I said, I've had family members that have passed away from it. But what's ironic about this whole thing is that for years, Rush Limbaugh always denied that smoking was dangerous. He would always go on a show and smoke these big fat Italian cigars, and then surprise, you get lung cancer. So I think Donald Trump had given him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which unfortunately kind of taints the whole, honor of being nominated with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, considering that all this guy did was, sit in a fucking radio studio all day and smoke cigars. But, I have to say, he did kind of, shape conservative talk radio. Although I will say it has gone downhill since then. Rush Limbaugh, I mean, he might have been hot shit back in the day, but closely towards the end of his career, he was getting beat off by college radio, getting beat off by small podcasters on YouTube. I think he had fucking -3 listeners. So to be honest with you, I mean no disrespect when I say this. I kind of forgot Rush Limbaugh even fucking existed. Because I remember, he was saying all this shit during, the Obama presidency back in 2008, and he continued on until 2012, and then he kind of just dropped off into irrelevance, which is kind of good, because, you got this guy who was saying all this homophobic and transphobic shit, but, after, reviewing some of the stuff that he did, would I really be wrong for milking his death? I mean, considering the fact that he would go on his radio show, he would tell jokes about AIDS, then he would play disco music in the background, and then fucking list the names of all, LGBT people that had died from, HIV complications. So would I really be wrong for making fun of him? No, I wouldn't. But you know what? I'm going to show this guy a lot more class than he's shown everyone else. I mean, looking back on his legacy, I mean, what's he known for? Being homophobic, being transphobic, being, saying, disgusting things about women, calling a college student a slut because she wants to have birth control. I mean, and that's the thing about conservatives that I don't understand, all right? You have this guy who's against abortion, but now he's also against birth control too. So what? Are women supposed to just be like breeding machines? What, that you don't believe that a woman should have control over her own fucking body? Now, another thing that Rush Limbaugh said, and this was back during, the height of, the gay marriage movement. This was, because I think gay marriage was legalized in 2015. Now, one of the things that Rush Limbaugh had said in the years prior to that was he was always going around saying that, oh, well, gay people are destroying the sanctity of marriage and this and that and the other. And, if you allow gay people to get married, it's going to make marriage useless. But here's the thing. Rush Limbaugh has been involved in several different women, and he's been divorced to several different women. So how are you going to talk about destroying the sanctity of marriage if that's what you're doing? And then you're going to project your own actions onto the gay community. This is basically the playbook of every conservative. Project your own insecurities onto someone else. Now, another outrageous thing that he would do on his radio show is that he would, belittle women who go to college and belittle women who have, a college-level education. Well, here's the thing about Rush Limbaugh. I think he dropped out of college back in the 70s. So he himself isn't college educated, yet he wants to pick and make fun of people who are college educated. A dumb person picking on all the smart kids. The man was crazy. All I got to say about that. Like I said, there isn't really that much I have to say about Rush Limbaugh, other than the fact, because like I said, he just became so irrelevant, and now I literally have to dig back, from fucking 2008 to 2012, because that was literally the last time I've heard about Rush Limbaugh. I mean, you used to hear about him damn near almost every day. I mean, he's almost as irrelevant right now as Brian Fisher, who is the host of a radio show for the American Family Association. So a lot of these guys are pretty much dinosaurs. They're fading into irrelevance. No one really cares about them anymore. And, like I said, they've just been left to time. Left to time. That's pretty much all I have to say for this video or segment. I mean, this is probably going to be short and only a couple minutes long. All I got to say is, I send my condolences to his family members, to his friends, and anyone else that, is mourning his loss. But, to sum it all up, it's just a terrible ending for a terrible person. I wouldn't wish, death upon cancer for anyone. So to Rush Limbaugh, although you said some disgusting and horrible things to, the people that I care about, I'm going to be the bigger man and just say, rest in peace. Alright, you guys, stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys later. You know what? Fuck it. Let's play some disco music. Give this guy a taste of his own fucking medicine. What do you think? I'll play some disco music?